New Haven tonight, the police union and the city are at odds over overtime.
A lot of folks are sounding off because they're worried about a reduction of officers on the beat. News 8's Aaron Logan is live at the New Haven newsroom with more on this. Aaron.
Ann and Keith, this worry comes after a number of shootings over the weekend. Now, the mayor says this debate about overtime or reducing overtime is a separate issue, and he has a plan. A nightclub homicide and 3 shootings over the weekend in the city of New Haven. Edna Brown saw News 8 and started venting before we even asked a question.
As much shooting and stuff is going on, even in the complex where I live at. We need officers around the clock.
Brown heard the news that Mayor DeStefano wants the police department to scale back overtime hours. Last week alone, $142,000. The mayor wants it down to about $95,000 a week.
I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I mean, we need to deal with crime in New Haven, but I'm not sure overtime's the right way to do it.
We don't need cutbacks. We need more police on the street.
They don't need to cut back on that. They need to find some other way to make the money that the city needs.
DeStefano says a reduction in overtime will not mean your safety is at risk. He used this past weekend as an example.
The person who was shot and killed in the club, there were 2 cops on the scene when he was shot.
On Ivy Street, he says there were 3 police on the block.
What it does say is the behavior is incredibly brazen by some of these individuals.
He says the answer is to continue with community policing and hire more officers. Tonight, 26 will be sworn in, bringing the total to 391. But it will be a few months before they hit the streets.
We're very short-handed right now.
Union President Louis Cavalier says now is not the time to reduce overtime. DeStefano did point out homicides and shootings are down. Cavalier's response?
And he wants to look at charts and graphs and books on budget. I'm talking to frontline officers who are telling us that it's very dangerous out there.
Now, Cavalier is hoping that some way, somehow, the mayor will reconsider and not cut overtime. Live in the New Haven newsroom, Aaron Logan, back to you in the studio.